online? Yes, we're online. Okay, so it'll be a little abbreviated Bhagavad Gita class. So we'll chant the Om invocation. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Today's June 1st, reading Srimad Bhagavad Gita as it is. Chapter 2, text number 13. So I'll chant the Sanskrit. You can chant after me here. Dehinosmin yata dehe Komaram yovanam jara Tata dehantara praptir Viras tatra namuyati Dehinosmin yata dehe Komaram yovanam jara Tata dehanta praptir Dihas tatra namuyati. Translation and purport given by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada. Jai Suresh. So Suresh, just you can just follow along, but we're reading from Bhagavad Gita chapter 2, text number 13. So you can just listen here. It's not like you'll time to pull out the book. Translation and purport. Translation. As the embodied soul continually passes in this body from boyhood to youth to old age, the soul similarly passes into another body at death. A sober person is not bewildered by such a change. Purport. Since every living entity is an individual soul, each is changing his body at every moment, manifesting sometimes as a child, sometimes as a youth, and sometimes as an old man. Yet the same spirit soul is there and does not undergo any change. This individual soul finally changes the body at death and transmigrates to another body. And since it is sure to have another body in the next birth, either material or spiritual, there was no cause for lamentation by Arjuna on account of death, neither for Bhishma nor for Drona, for whom he was so much concerned. Rather, he should rejoice for their changing bodies from old to new ones, thereby rejuvenating their energy. Such changes of body account for varieties of enjoyment or suffering, except according to one's work in life. So Bhishma, Drona, being noble souls, were surely going to have spiritual bodies in the next life, or at least in the heavenly bodies, or at least life in heavenly bodies for a superior enjoyment of material existence. So, in either case, there was no cause for lamentation. Any man who has perfect knowledge of the constitution of the individual soul, the super soul, and nature, both material and spiritual, is called a dhira, or most sober man. Such a man is never deluded by the change of bodies. The Mayavad theory of oneness of the spirit soul cannot be entertained on the ground that the spirit soul cannot be cut into pieces as a fragmental portion. Such cutting into different individual souls will make the supreme cleavable or changeable, against the principle of the supreme souls being unchangeable. As confirmed in the Gita, the fragmental portions of the supreme exist eternally, sanatana, and are therefore called shada. That is, they have a tendency to fall down into material nature. These fragmental portions are eternally so, and even after liberation, after liberation, the individual soul remains the same, fragmental. But once liberated, he lives an eternal life in bliss and knowledge with the personality of Godhead. The theory of reflection can be applied to the supersoul, who is present in each and every individual body and is known as the Paramatma. He is different from the individual living entity. When the sky is reflected in water, the reflections represent both the sun and the moon, and the stars also. The stars can be compared to living entities, and the sun and moon to that of the Supreme Lord. The individual fragmental soul is represented by Arjuna, and the Supreme Soul is the personality of Godhead, Sri Krishna. They are not on the same level, as will appear in the beginning of the 4th chapter. If Arjuna is on the same level with Krishna, and Krishna is not superior to Arjuna, then the relationship of the instructor and instructed becomes meaningless. If both of them are deluded by the illusory energy, Maya, then there is no need of one being the instructor and the other the instructed. Such instruction will become useless, because in the clutches of Maya, no one can become an authoritative instructor. Under the circumstances, It is admitted that Lord Krishna is the Supreme Lord, superior in position to living entity, Arjuna, who is a forgetful soul deluded by Maya. Om Jnana Prandasya Niranjana Shalakaya Chakshunmitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. I was born in the darkness vineyards. My spiritual master, Srila Prabhupada, is opening my eyes to the torchlight of knowledge. I offer my humble obeisance unto him and all members of Shri Parampara. So I'll read the translation again. As the embodied soul continually passes in this body, from boyhood to youth to old age, the soul similarly passes into another body at the death. A sober person is not bewildered by such a change. So this may seem like Krishna Consciousness 101 here, that we are spirit souls, that we're not the body. But this is actually something that's very difficult to realize and understand. Because one thing that's not mentioned in the purport here, in the verse, but one thing that is mentioned is there's two types of bodies that we're in. There's the physical body, and then there's the subtle body, the mind, intelligence, the false ego. So Prabhupada would compare these to the shirt and the coat. So we have our shirt, we have our coat. So the shirt's like the subtle body. The coat is like the gross body, what you can see on the outside. So, but one isn't the shirt or the coat. In the material example, one is what's under that. Farther along, one is actually the soul. So all these things are just simply something we have at this current time. I was thinking about this because sometimes very much we identify with the subtle body. We identify with the mind, intelligence. Under the influence of some kind of drug, or like we may become bewildered because our subtle body has been changed. What we think to be ourselves has been so tweaked by this influence of this drug or something like that that we can't recognize it. It's very interesting how we think that we're the subtle body. We think even though we might understand we're not the gross body, we still have this idea that we're the subtle body. We identify ourselves. Oh, I like this. I like that. This is. And all these sets of desires and likes and dislikes, we identify with ourselves. But all these are simply temporary. It's not like there is personality in the spiritual world. There is likes and dislikes, but they're not the same set of likes and dislikes that we have now. And then even on the mundane platform, what were my likes and dislikes when I was 12? What are they now? What is my diet? All these things. I used to think, I like these sandwiches and French fries. That was me, That was me. But nothing to do with me now. I guess I still like French fries, but nothing really to do with me now. And similarly, when we have dreams, we get so caught up in this dream reality. I've had so many experiences where in the dream, I'll have a set of memories too. I don't know if you had that experience. So you're like, oh, you're in the dream, but you're like, I remember this, I remember that. So you're in a completely different set of circumstances, yet you totally identify with it. You totally identify with it. You wake up, you're like, oh, I'm here again. This is actually me. And we're so sure when we wake up, okay, this is actually me. But we were so sure 5 minutes ago in the dream that this was me too. So it's like really, the bewildering potency of Maya is so fascinating that we're so caught up in this body, but it's just so temporary. As Years mentioned in the purport, in the verse in the purport, that Krishna is telling Arjuna, all your buddies, all your friends you're so concerned about, they're not their bodies. When they die, when they apparently die, the souls live on. All these arrows, all these weapons you have, they aren't going to do anything to the soul. They're not going to do nothing. And actually, your friends, they were pious people. Their friends, they're pious people. As Prabhu mentioned in the purport, they're gonna have a better birth. They're gonna have a better birth. There's no reason to lament for them. There's no reason to worry about their well-being. So this is Krishna. He's putting Arjuna into this knowledge. So we can get. But at the same time, in this material world, although we are not the body, although we are not the mind, we still have to live with them. as you might say, We still have to live with them. This is why Srila Prabhupada has set up this International Society for Krishna Consciousness. This is the Sankirtan movement. Sankirtan means complete kirtan. And then one of the ways I've heard this described, like versus, okay, why is Krishna consciousness more effective than like yoga, like sitting, like meditating, or why is it more effective than, why is the International Society of Krishna Consciousness set up in such a way where we don't just sit and chant Hare Krishna? Because Sankirtan means we engage all of our senses in the service of the Lord. So we have we have a desire to eat. We have the tongue. Tongue likes to eat nice things, so eat prasada. Tongue likes to say things, so speak about Krishna. We have our ears. We like to hear stuff. We like to hear music. We like to hear people talk. So hear about Krishna. So listen to Hare Krishna bhajans. Listen to lectures. We got the eyes. The eyes like to see beautiful things. So see the devotees, see the deities, see the temple. Right? Lots of beautiful things. See the artwork of Krishna. We like to, we have desire. The hands, they want to touch things. So you can pick up the Bhagavad Gita. You can pick up the Bhagavad Gita. You can embrace the devotees. You can serve the Lord with various paraphernalia. Engage your sense of touch in that way. And even when Krishna says in the Bhagavad Gita, I'm sex life, which is not against religious principles. So people can engage that urge, that urge in Krishna's service as well. So there's ample opportunity for scope of engaging our senses in Krishna's service. Because the thing is, within this, now, because we're in this body right now, because we're identifying with this body, we have the need to satisfy these urges. Feel the need to satisfy these urges. So Krishna consciousness gives us the scope to do that in a regulated way, in a way that purifies us. This is what Srila Prabhupada has given us. So we should really take advantage of all the resources we've been given in Krishna consciousness. So here is to go on a little further. Here Prabhupada states that, in the purport, that the idea is that the individual soul is eternal. It's not that we ever cease to exist as individuals. So there's not some easy way out. There's not some easy way out of life. We're always going to have to be dealing with our mind, senses, these things like this, until we come to the platform of pure Krishna consciousness. So it's just like in this world, it's like one is frustrated, one tries to run away, but still one has to eat, one has to sleep, one has to do these things. So similarly, we can't run away from our individuality. We can't run away from the fact that we are people, we are individuals. So Prabhupada is encouraging us here that there is individuality even on the spiritual level, that we will retain that, and that's actually a good thing. It's something to look forward to. That everyone has a unique service they can offer to Krishna. And this is the beautiful variety of the spiritual world, that everyone has something they can do for Krishna that no one else can do. And what the greatest thing about that is in the spiritual world is there's no envy. There's no envy. Here in the material world, if someone has something I don't have, the tendency is to be envious. Oh, he can play harmonium very nicely. I wish I could play harmonium very nicely. This envy is so horrible. So horrible. In the spiritual world, everyone's thinking, oh, everyone else is serving Krishna so nicely. I should learn from them how to serve Krishna better. Everyone thinks, oh, I'm not very good serving Krishna. They're so much better. Please, you serve Krishna. So we can learn a little bit from this, that we should have the attitude of really try not to be envious or fault finding the other devotees. We should see this is a person, he's trying to surrender to Krishna. I should try to imbibe their good qualities, and if I see something lacking in them, I should try to avoid doing that myself. I should try to avoid that. It's like, oh, he's maybe not talking so nice with other devotees, so I should see that and be like, okay, I shouldn't talk badly with other devotees. We can learn so much if we actually pay attention. Each day, if we don't learn something every day, we're doing something wrong. Even if something small, I go, I learned how to make puris today. something silly like that. But there's always something to learn about every day. So, this is our process of Krishna consciousness. We're trying to daily, gradually purify our consciousness to come to this spiritual platform. And it's a combined effort. It's a combined effort. There's our own endeavor. There's also Krishna's mercy. And neither of them can be neglected. So, but also, another part of that is also knowledge. So this knowledge that we're not the body, it keeps us fixed in our determination. Because if we think we are the body, then everything about the body, in relation to the body, becomes very important. Like, if I think of the body, then I'm anxious to maximize my sense gratification. I'm still anxious anyways, probably, because of my conditioning. But we become so anxious because that's the all-in-all of life. That's the all-in-all of life if you think like that. You think, I got to maximize my sense gratification because I only got so much time. Time's ticking. I got to enjoy. But in the spiritual consciousness, like, the enjoyment is very much secondary. You take the enjoyment as necessary so your mind doesn't wig out on you. But you take the enjoyment as the body requires. But your primary focus is Krishna consciousness, because this body is simply getting in my way a lot of times of developing my proper Krishna consciousness. So you should really understand that the spiritual dimension is what matters in life. It's not the actions of the body, and that if the body gets old, the body gets diseased, and this isn't a cause for limitation. Actually, the devotee is jubilant that soon he'll be able to change his body. He'll get a renewed youthful body in order to engage in his devotional service. Hopefully it's a youthful spiritual body. But if not, better facility next life, better facility. So there's no reason to lament a devotee's passing. The only reason, that's a little asterisk there. The only reason to lament a devotee's passing is that we will no longer be able to have the grace of their association. So many nice Prabhupada disciples, they're passing away and their departures are lamentable. But we should lament for the right reasons. We don't think, they're gone forever. They're gone forever. We'll never see these persons again. But they're living on eternally in the spiritual world. So there's no reason to be too sad. So Prabhupada at the end of the purport here mentions that Krishna, he has the quality that he never could fall into Maya. Krishna, he controls Maya. So the living entities, the eternal fragmental parts and parcels of Krishna, they can fall into Maya. It's because they have this, just like Krishna has independence, the living entity also has independence. So the living entity has the independence to go against the will of Krishna, to go against Krishna's service, to go against the laws of nature. And in this way, the living entity has to suffer. The living entity has to suffer, just like in America at least. There isn't a policeman watching you 24/7, making sure we got these cameras in here, and all of a sudden, if you break the law, alarms go off. It's not like that in America. It's not like that. It's impossible to have it like that in this world. But if you are caught violating the laws of the state, you will be punished. And so you have that free will to violate the laws of the state, but you'll be punished. So similarly, although Krishna is watching, he's watching every moment. God, it's crazy. Krishna's within our mind. He knows what we're thinking. Scary, huh? No, but he knows what we're thinking. He knows what we're thinking. He knows what we're going to do. Krishna knows everything. But at the same time, he gives us the free will. It's like, you want to be stupid? You want to be stupid? Okay. I'm going to arrange it so you learn your lesson, one way or the other. I'll try to do it the easy way, but if you don't want to do the easy way, there's the hard way. Eventually you'll learn. Eventually I'll try to get you back home, back to Godhead. If it takes 1 lifetime or 10 million lifetimes, I want you to come home. Because this isn't your proper place here in this material world. So this quality of Krishna, that he never falls into Maya, is important because this gives him the qualification to give instructions. If Krishna could fall into Maya, Krishna could be illusion, Krishna could make mistakes, then there's no reason to listen to Krishna. The fact that he's the Supreme Personality, Godhead and all, but yeah, there's no reason. If Krishna can make mistakes, if Krishna is a cheater, there's no reason to listen to Krishna. But Krishna's not like that. Krishna is giving the instructions in the absolute platform meant to bring us home back to Godhead. That even the instructions given in Shastra on the material platform, they'll bring you material happiness. There's a rule book for the world, and Krishna has made it. Krishna and the sages, they made it. So we should listen to him. He knows the rules. Just like if you go to your class, college, and you want to get an A, the teacher gives you a syllabus. He says, okay, this is how you get an A in the class. But if you don't follow the syllabus and you try to invent your own way to get an A in the class, then you're gonna be in trouble. You're gonna be in trouble. So we should listen to Krishna, and we should also listen to those who are speaking the same thing that Krishna is speaking. This is our process. Krishna isn't Radhagiri Hari, or they don't have the microphone right now. I could hook them up, but they'll fit it on their shirt. Give Radhagiri Hari the mic. But they send their bona fide representatives to give instruction. One of the reasons for this is that Krishna, he likes to see his devotees get the credit. So Krishna, he could do all the work himself. He could expand himself. We could have Krishna here. We could have Krishna in L.A. and they could all be giving Bhagavad class. But we see that it's not like that. Krishna likes to give the credit to his devotees. So similarly, Arjuna on the battlefield of Kurukshetra, Krishna at one point says, I've already killed all these people. You're just my instrument. So Krishna, he's working through his devotees to deliver the fallen conditioned souls. And it's devotee's credit that the devotee cooperates with the Lord Krishna. The devotee, it's not like that. Oh, Krishna's working through me, so that means Krishna gets all the credit. In one sense, Krishna doesn't get all the credit. He gave my body, he gave my intelligence, he gave me all the words I'm speaking. But the devotee gets the credit for being dovetailed with the will of the Supreme Lord. The devotee still has the free will to do whatever in a limited sense, do what he wants. The devotee can be in Maya or he can be in Krishna consciousness. The devotee, he gets the credit for trying to stay in Krishna consciousness, for staying in Krishna consciousness. And this is his glory. The devotee, the devotee himself, he thinks, okay, nothing's to my own credit. Everything's by the grace of my spiritual master. Everything's by the grace of Krishna. But an outsider, like you sitting here, you can see that the devotee has a desire to serve the Supreme Lord, and that is his credit. I thought about this because once I said, the person who gave my first book, Bhishma Dev Prabhu, I said, Krishna arranged for me to get a book, or something like that. I just put the focus on Krishna. He's like, no, Bhishma Dev. Bhishma Dev, he gave me the book, So you can't deny Krishna or the devotee, because both of them play a big role. Both of them play a big role. Why do we glorify Prabhupada so much? There's unlimited reasons we can glorify Prabhupada, but it's not like when I say, oh yeah, Krishna did everything, Prabhupada did nothing. I feel bad even saying that, but Prabhupada did so much. He had so much desire to serve Krishna. This is why we glorify Prabhupada, because he was such a motivated servant of Krishna that Krishna was able to empower him to do impossible things. So we'll end there. I'll go to Prabhupada. Namo Vishnupadaya Krishna Prastaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swami Iti Namine. Namo Vishnupadaya Krishna Prastaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swami Iti Namine. Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Sunyavadi Pasyata Desatarine. Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasari Gaur Bhaktavinda. Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasari Gaur Bhaktavinda. Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasari Gaur Bhaktavinda. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada ki jai. Jai Vishnupad Paramhamsa Parivajagacharya Shtotra Shatashi Shrimadas Vangais Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur Prabhupada ki jai. Ananta Koti Vaishnava ki jai. Namacharya Srila Haridas Thakur ki jai. Prem Sikaho Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasati Gaur Bhaktivinoda ki jai. Shri Shri Radha Krishna Gopa Gopinath Shama Kund Radha Kund Giri Govardhan ki jai. Vrindavan ki jai. Navadip Dham ki jai. Ganga Yamuna ki jai. Tulsi Maharani ki jai. Bhakti Devi ki jai. Samaveta Bhakti Devi ki jai. All glories of the Son of Devotees. All glories of the Son of Devotees. All glories of the Son of Devotees. All glories of Shri Guru Shri Ranga. All glories of Shri Prabhupada. Mati? Yes, sir. What do you want to do?
Namaste Narashim Haya Pralada Lada Daine Hiranyakashi Porvaksha Sila Sankara Kalaye Bhagavan ki jai. Prahlad Maharaj ki jai. Gopinath Hari Hari Bol. All glories to assembled devotees. All glories to assembled devotees. All glories to assembled devotees. All glories to Shri Guru and Shri Ranga. Alright, last chance to see the deities. We'll be closing up for the night here.